Welcome back to my Vision News. Whereas while 2023 has started around 48 hours ago, what are the challenges faced by PM Abiy Ahmed's government? Can this government meet the challenges? And how serious are these challenges? Are these challenges internal challenges or external ones? And does the government have a plan to meet, to overcome these challenges and obstacles? I think there are four main challenges faced by the government. First one is economic challenge. Ethiopia could go bankrupt if it did not receive financial budgetary support, if it did not receive approval of loan payment rescheduling. Food prices going up, factories closing, Agwa not restored so far, though we know that Ethiopia is lobbying for restoration of Agwa. EU's financial aid, direct aid, still suspended. No tremendous increase in foreign investment. How will Ethiopia survive? Ethiopian economy, hard times ahead. First challenge is economic challenge. Ethiopia needs money. You know that price of birr to dollar exchange rate is different in open market and official rate. Both are different. And if you talk about implementation of the peace deal signed in November between TPLF and the government, this implementation needs money as well. Reintegration of Tigray fighters into society will need money. Who will fund the National Reformation Commission formed a few days ago? Obviously, Ethiopia needs financial assistance from abroad. Ethiopia is one of the largest recipients of financial assistance, but that is for humanitarian operations. Now, Ethiopia needs direct financial aid. Who will come to the rescue of Ethiopia? US, EU, Middle Eastern countries? That remains to be seen. But that is what Ethiopia needs. Ethiopian economy needs for survival. You cannot generate income in a short period of time internally. You need external support. This is first and major challenge faced by the government. That is why government, despite US support for TPLF, government did not go against the US, because Ethiopian government needs US support, EU support as well, and maybe support from Arab countries too. Second challenge is Valaga viewers, or you can say Oromo Amhara rivalry. Yesterday I did two videos on that. The two groups are now fighting for dominance. Now, when TPLF is no more a major political force in Ethiopia, we are seeing the start of political fight between Oromo and Amhara elite. Within Prosperity Party, we are seeing splits. New issues are being raised. Addis Ababa, Oromia flag, Oromia anthem issue in Addis Ababa, killing of ethnic Amharas in Valaga, ethnic Oromos as well, arming of ethnic Amharas in Valaga, establishment of a command post in Valaga. Both Oromo and Amhara PP party officials have their lists of allegations against each other. You can watch yesterday's video if you want to know the scope of this problem. Second problem, how will PM Abiy's government keep the two sides together? He's under pressure, no doubt, because the fight has started. And he is from Oromo group. So how will he ensure his own neutrality And will he remain acceptable for Amhara political elite? Because people say that he is hard and tough on groups in the Amhara region. Activists, Fano fighters, journalists being arrested, voices being silenced, Fano dismantled. But the same commitment is not being seen against government, those who criticize government and groups in the Oromo region. So, second issue is this Oromo-Amhara rivalry. Will the government be able to make the two parties agree on some common ground? That remains to be seen. Second challenge, a major one. Third one is Volkayat. You can say implementation of peace deal. Third challenge, and Volkayat is part of it. Will Volkayat be part of Tigray or Amhara? Government's position made clear yesterday by Ridwan was that the issue will be decided in accordance with Ethiopian constitution. And Tigrayans believe that it means Volkayat will be once again part of Tigray. If PM Abiy's government decided to hand over Volkayat back to Tigray, what would be its impact? Obviously, backlash in the Amhara region. Those groups in the Amhara region which are under crackdown, they could strengthen their alliance. We could see start of anti-government movement and sentiment in the Amhara region. Even parties supporting the government like NAMA, which is already splitting, we could see such parties and other groups in the Amhara region unite against the government. Fano supporters obviously too. Volkayat is a challenge for the government. Raya too, but I think Amhara region might make a compromise on Raya if Raya is given back to Tigray. Their main strong position is about Volkayat, Western Tigray, Volkayat Humra Sagade. So PM Abiy's government is in a fix how to resolve this issue. The government might prolong this issue. To PM Abiy's government might prolong the issue to remain in power. That could be one of the solutions. A joint administration of Volkayat by both Tigrayans and Amharas, supported by ENDF, could be a solution, which I proposed last year, if you remember. Back then, I was the target of criticism from both sides, Tigrayans and Amharas. They said, you don't know about Ethiopia. And that was the solution. You were just playing into the hands of outsiders. But leaving it aside, joint administration in one or the other form could be a solution, or delay in deciding the future status. But Volkayat is a major challenge faced by PM Abiy's government, how to decide its future status. Fourthly, Eritrea, viewers. While the two are allies, PM Abiy and Isaias Afwerki, but the alliance is restricted to fight against TPLF. Both are fast friends when it comes to forming alliance against TPLF, when it comes to containing TPLF. That has happened, it seems. TPLF has been contained, politically weakened. Tigray weakened politically, economically, militarily. What is next? What will Eritrea do now? Will it try to keep Ethiopia weakened? Will it try to weaken Ethiopia? Will it stop forming alliance with groups in Ethiopia without approval, without permission from federal government, which is happening? That Amhara-Eritrea alliance is strengthening. It means that Isaias Afwerki would be in a position to weaken Addis Ababa by backing groups in Ethiopia, in Amhara, in Afar, maybe in Oromia as well. How will PM Abiy's government counter and meet this challenge of Eritrean presence in Ethiopia? Eritrea now has presence in Ethiopia. People, especially from the Amhara region, they are close to Eritrea. Ruling elite, those people who are in positions of power, they have links with Asmara. How will PM Abiy's government ensure that Eritrea has no role in decision making in Ethiopia? Fourth main challenge for the government. People would say, Sajid, why aren't you mentioning foreign interference, Western powers, US, EU, aren't they a challenge for the government? That they could try to destabilize the government? Well, I think the four challenges which I elaborated upon, they can be exploited by external actors too. EU, US have leverage when it comes to implementation of peace deal. They have leverage when it comes to support for Ethiopian economy and Eritrea as well. On Eritrean issue as well, they can have some influence. That is why main challenges are these four challenges. But external players, Egypt, Sudan, Western powers, US, yes, they can play their part as well in strengthening or weakening the government, keeping in view their own interests. PM Abiy's government will have to tackle these four challenges in a way that there is stability and peace in Ethiopia. So far, does government have planned to meet these four challenges? It's difficult to say if government has viable plans to meet all these challenges. Government does have plans, but you need transparency, you need accountability, you need democratic reforms in Ethiopia. So far, decisions are made by individuals, not institutions. Institutions are extremely weak, weaker perhaps than they were 2 years or 3 years ago. This war has weakened institutions more than the institutions were before the start of this war. That is why I personally think, and keeping in view international recession as well, that world economies are suffering. We are seeing recession in some Western countries too. So hard times ahead. 2023 is going to be a difficult year for Ethiopian government, though we hope, we pray that there is peace, prosperity in Ethiopia. But yes, there is peace now in Ethiopia, more than it was last year in January or in before that. Security situation is going to improve. But the other issues which are linked to security are unresolved. If the issues are unresolved, they could turn into security challenges as well. Volkayet, Valaga, and others. Thank you for watching.